Welcome everybody to the Bugle Bungalow, and your host here, GutsyHunter. Glad to have everybody here with us. We're going to go ahead and do a new video series of Let's Play the Hunter Call the Wild. We'll go ahead and start with the beginning map of Layton Lakes. As you can see, though, we do have a little pop-up here. The new Smoky Barrels weapon pack is coming out March 26th. Very excited. We'll get to have our muzzle loaders that we've been, a lot of us been waiting for quite a while, so that'll be real fun. So we'll go ahead and start a new game here, and we'll go with Layton Lake District and start the game.
You made it here in one piece. Welcome to the untamed wild. Name's Colton Locke, but everyone calls me Doc. I'm the warden up here, and I know just about every nook and cranny of this place. I heard this is your first time in the Pacific Northwest and Lake District. Well, this here's the best hunting reserve you'll find in 100 miles. I've been hunting here my whole life, and I still don't get tired of this place.
All right. Track down and harvest our first animal.
Go ahead, look around. There's a lot to discover around here. Not just the big game. Let's see what you can do.
Let's see here.
Try to find an animal track around here.
Don't need the roe deer collar. Okay, so we need to go find us some tracks. Got some ducks over there. There's our doe. She's sitting right there waiting for us. So at the very beginning, the first map, obviously you're learning the basics here, and that's what we're going to be doing here, just kind of walking us through a quick tutorial of it. That's why they're having us go ahead and look at shows how to find tracks and whatnot. Now with this, there's not always tracks nearby, obviously. So what we'll have to do sometimes is we'll take down our first kill here, but you know, once we get either a clean kill, there'll be a little bit of blood that we can pick up as a trail, or if she takes off after we shoot, obviously that'll give us some tracks as well. So
Use your binoculars to get a closer look.
all right, Doc, we'll do that. But this game is just a gorgeous game. See that? That's her right there. So go ahead and get our gun out.
Be sure to aim for its vital organs. Heart and lung shots mean quicker kills, less painful.
So we'll go and start the tracking process here. So it was a vital hit. There we go, we got to locate the track piece of it. Looks like animals are right there as well. A medium bleed rate, so she has
White-tailed deer are often
not gone
slightly
very far.
bigger than the blacktail, but they're quicker to flee if they sense danger.
Just pushing the key will see the track. So you can see that gives us kind of a general direction where she was heading to. And you can see there she is, she's down.
If you want to get your bearings, there are lookout points spread out all over the reserve.
So you can see, even though we were aimed down a little bit from there, because she was so close, that bullet kind of floated upward. Got a single left lung shot there. It was enough to bring her down. Didn't get a trophy rating because, once again, this is just an intro shot. So, but we got 458 cash for it. So, not too bad. Not too bad. So we'll accept that. And that completes the very first mission. So now we have a new one, so we'll hit tab, bring up our phone here. So we need to get to look at, which you can see straight ahead of us up the hill here, so. let's go head up there. Always scout when you can, and keep your ears open for any track or calls as well as tracks as well.
There are times when you'll want to be moving fast out here, but not when on a hunt. The animals will hear you coming a mile away. Stay low when you're stalking an animal to avoid being seen.
We got a track up here. Let's see what this is. I'm guessing it's probably going to be bunny. Yep, rabbit poop. And it's fairly fresh, so that means they're nearby here. In fact, he's right there. Oh, there he goes. Ran across the road on us. Okay, this is a perfect opportunity here. So this is what we call a need zone. Need zones are always helpful. Oh. So as you can tell, it shows that there's one single rabbit that rests here between 1 in the afternoon and 5 in the afternoon. I don't know if that bunny's going to stop or not. I think he is. I don't think, at least not going to stop where we can see it. Alright, we'll keep moving up the hill here. Nope. There was a rabbit there behind us. The sound cues in this game are also just beautiful. So you can see they flee if they hear you or smell you. In the lower left or right corner, you can see the compass there, and kind of a triangle, the green triangle, and that indicates wind. So right now we are standing in the headwind. So everything behind that green indicator would be able to smell us. So as long as you keep the headwind, everything usually works out to your favor. Alright, so that says it's old. I'm guessing this is all rabbit. Oh, geez. That's what happens when you're not paying attention. I was definitely not paying attention there. You can hear the rabbits down below there. Yep, they're there. There's one of them. I think the shotgun, it would be too big for them anyway, so there's no sense in losing integrity. There is integrity in the game. If you shoot an animal with like a too high of a caliber weapon, you won't score as well on your trophy rating, so always keep that in mind. There's one rabbit poop there. Alright, let's see here. So coming up here, I should say, we have a point of interest. So I'll show you guys how that works. And usually they have a little story behind them. It's always good to kind of another collectible in the game. You have these, and then you actually have actual collectibles as well. So always be on the lookout. That was a black-tailed deer.
Are one of the easiest animals in the reserve to hunt. Still, be wary of your noise and the wind direction, as their senses are quite good.
Alright, let's grab this point of interest here. Left this note here for someone to find. Whoever you are, walk in peace. Go north to find the closest outpost. You can't miss the curious tombstones nearby. Little clue there as to something that is available for us to kind of search for. See, these look like coyote tracks. They are coyote tracks.
You'll find coyotes all over the reserve, so they're not the most difficult to hunt. They're pack animals, so they respond well to collars, but they can also get aggressive when alerted. So be careful.
Almost look like deer bedded down right there. Alright. I don't think we have anything nearby us here, so we're just going to make a quick jaunt, run up here to the top of the hill so we can get to the lookout.
Getting your feet moving, I see. Just remember to take a breather before shooting anything.
You got it, Doc. Now, because we have been running, there's not going to be anything nearby us here. Usually when you run, typically, I mean, you can see the indicator down below, kind of in that lower right again, a little speaker icon. You can see that it kind of shifts based upon the noise we're making. If you're in between that 1 and 2 range, they can usually hear you between 25 and 75 meters. So anything in that range while we've been running would be spooked off. Alright, let's get on up here and get this lookout done here. Pretty scenery. All the artistic work that Expansive Worlds put into this is just gorgeous. Sound, wildlife models, the actual outdoor models. It's gorgeous. Alrighty. It's just about to the top here. And we get up here and you push to E to survey it.
Would you look at that view? Never gets old, I'm telling you. From up here, you can see a lot of great hunting spots in the area. Valmont's not only where Hope set up camp, it's also famous for the railroad bridges along the old North Pacific line. Keep an eye out for them if you can in between blacktail hunting. Or, why not use them as vantage points? I once bagged a whitetail from the Runaki Bridge. Be sure to stop by one of the outposts. You can find pretty much anything you need there.
Alright, so the advantage of hitting these lookouts, and I'll show you here on the map what it does. It unlocks the area, so if we zoom out here a little bit. So now you can see we've got all these question marks. These can be anything from points of interest to hunting stands. The house icons are outposts, and you want to collect those because that allows you to fast travel between them. And then the binoculars are additional lookouts. So as you unlock certain areas, you want to make sure to get as much of that information as you can, because it just adds to the hunting experience and just makes it more enjoyable. And as you can hear, we have a coyote next to us here. I don't know that we could call him in. We can certainly try. Let's see what 5. No, 6. Oh. Now the noise that we're making here could easily spook them off, so we'll try a call or two and see if we can get them to come in. Looks like it might start to rain here in a minute. So now this is what we call hunkering down, obviously. You can see now back to the icons in the bottom right. The heart being your heartbeat, so that beats faster as you're running. But also, if you try to aim your gun will bounce everywhere because your heart's beating so fast. The middle icon is your visibility. So when you have that half line, usually they have to be I think that in this case they could see me probably within about 25 meters.
Listen, did you hear that? Calls are really helpful when locating an animal.
So they'd have to walk up pretty close. Now, if I was to have more skill points in there and using other types of cover, that would actually go down to a very small thin line, which would indicate that they could get within about 10 meters of me before being, spooked. So we'll just see if we can call this coyote in here. Usually with the caller too, I like to try to do it about every 10 seconds or so. Now he may or may not come to us, but we'll certainly give it a good shot here. You know, just like Doc says, they're easy to hunt. The thing is that they are very skittish, and so they tend to, they won't come directly at you like some animals will. They'll kind of come up to the sides. I don't hear him coming through the grass. I don't want to spend too much time. I don't want to make the video any longer than we need to on this one, so we'll keep moving forward towards the outpost. This is tracks right here. No, that's a deer. A white tail. Oh, there's a coyote. 2 of them. Not gonna be able to take a shot on them.
Now, take a deep breath to steady your aim.
I don't think we hit him. I think I was too high on that. But we'll go take a look. Oh, we did hit him. Well, good. Alright, well, let's track him down here. Wasn't a vital hit, but it should have been enough to bring him down.
Sounds like Richard's gonna need a helping hand.
See, those tracks show he's going up the hill there.
Sorry, we got this full-blown survivalist fella living out here all year round. Richard Hope. He got in a bit of trouble, it seems. I can fill you in on the details later.
Which way was the direction of that blood, though? Let's double check here before we get too crazy here. So the splatter's going down the hill. Some more blood right here.
Careful. The underbrush can be a bit noisy this time of year. If an animal hears you approaching, you better believe it'll turn tail and run. Or worse.
Right. Keep tracking here. Fortunately, when you first start out, you don't have all the skill points that you get as you progress through the game. Some blood. As you can see, he looks like he made it quite a ways. I tried to get lead him a little bit so I would get a lung shot, but hard to say. There he is right there, but be interesting to see where we hit him at. Oh, hit him in the skull. So you can see it's a male. Let's see here. We shot him at 66 meters away. He was a 4 easy. So these guys actually, I believe, can go up to 9 legendary. You can see we damaged a trophy organ, which means because they based this animal, they based the trophy off the skull, and it was a non-vital hit. So we didn't get our full potential. He probably would have been a silver, but because we missed those two options or two checks there, we kind of lost out a little bit. But we still made 702 cash there, so not too bad. Not too bad. So you can see the indicator shows that we're about 70 meters from the outpost here, so we'll head right on up here. Just unlocked a couple of things. So this game is great. It gives you
no shortage of ways to earn money as a hunter. No shortage of ways to spend it either.
And Doc is very correct on that. So, but as I was saying, this game is just so in depth and so involved that you can really spend hours and hours. It doesn't feel like it. So, all right, let's claim the outpost.
Hey, you're catching on quickly. Nice place, right? You won't find a soft bed in many parts around here. Don't forget to stock up before heading out.
So the main purpose of this is kind of what he was just hinting on here. We can come in here, you can rest, which...
If you ever need a place to rest, there's a cabin in each outpost. I had them gutted and redone last season.
This will allow you to change the time. So as an example, if you come up here, you push E, I could change the time. You know, like if I was hunting something specific, and I knew their drink times, like the rabbit example we saw earlier, they're resting from 1 to 5. I might change that to like 12:30 in the afternoon.
You know that guy I mentioned earlier, Hope? Well, looks like he's been having a bit of a problem lately. He's been camping out over at Balmont a couple weeks, but coming back last night, he found his camp turned on its head. Some food was taken, and apparently the place looked like it had been really messed with. I don't know if it was an animal or some tourist troublemakers, but I'm up in Topeka all day and can't look into it. Listen, I know you probably have other plans, but you're in the right neck of the woods, and I'd sure be grateful if you could just stop on by and have a look.
Alright, so obviously that'll be our next mission, but as I was saying here, so I could change that time to like 12:30 in the afternoon, and then head on over to that need zone area, kind of sit around
Bob
there.
showed up here 2 years ago. Said something about getting off the grid. I heard he lost his family in an accident while he was deployed overseas in the Army. Hit the poor guy hard. I guess out here you only need to look out for yourself. It's easier that way. Not the most cheerful fella, to be honest, but he's earned his peace for sure. Let's find out whoever did this.
Alright, now maybe I might be able to finish this, so sorry about that. A lot of conversation in this game, as you can tell. So I could go back to that need zone, kind of sit there in that area, and those rabbits would eventually come out and rest, and that's how you kind of start the ambush stalking process there as well. So that's inside the lodge here. So we'll go ahead and cancel that. The other thing of importance here is the storage shacks that you see right here. This is where you can exchange your weaponry out through the locker here and purchase your guns. So example, if I wanted to purchase the 223, it would cost 6,000. We only have 160 right now, but we could purchase that. But you can also see there's a rifle score associated with that. So this rifle, even though I could have bought it at 6, if I had 6,000 right now, I couldn't use it until I scored 280 points with the rifle total. Each gun has, you can see, has its own. Some of these are unlocked through the DLCs that I have, so if I wanted to, we could exchange out and start hunting with the odd 6. The problem with doing that, though, is the initial scope that we have, which is the 4x24 cent scope, is not the best for the odd 6. You really want to work your way up to the Hyperion and then eventually to the Argus before you start using the higher caliber rifles. There is the night scope rifle scope that you could do. I don't know. I haven't really used it. I've watched a few other guys use it, and they seem to enjoy it during the night hunt, but outside of the night hunt it doesn't do you any good. So but you can see here we've got rifles, we've got handguns, we can pick up a 22 pistol, got shotguns. This is the one we're currently carrying, the 12 gauge. Once again, depending on what you're hunting, some of these you can change out and use buckshot, or you can use slugs. The bows, which is a lot of fun. You can pick up the crossbow. You can also pick up the these are part of the DLC, so you can pick up the Coder 65, or the Orpheus, or the Hephaestus. But also with the DLCs you can pick up the crossbows as well. So there's a lot of things here, calls you can see that you can pick up through the time. And let's see, I don't think I have that buck snort for the whitetails in here yet. No, I do not. So let's go ahead and add that. Let's get the roe deer, put it back, put the buck over here. So a lot of the times what I'll do, so we can go ahead and let's take these two out. Those are the guns you do start with, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. But I tend to like to, so I'll keep the 243 for a while until I can get up to the next scope typically. With the 243 just means that I can't go hunting necessarily for moose or bear. I could do bear, but you have to be you might want to wait until you get to the polymer tips on the bullets. Right now we're using soft points. But what I like to do is I like to take the 22 pistol with me, and because it's unlocked for me already, that way if I see any rabbits close, I can go ahead and just kind of give them a good pop and start working on my pistol skills. So you can see there's 3 variants of it. I personally like the darker bluing on it, so we'll take that one. And then let's see here. Let's grab the bow. I like the Orpheus better. That's just my personal preference. So some people prefer the red, but I prefer the kind of black and gold look of it. So we'll get that and put that in our inventory as well. So with those 2 items though, now we need to make sure we get ammunition for it. So we'll come down here to 22's under rifle because it's a long jacket. So we'll buy a few of these here. So you can see it's going to cost $200 is all I'm going to say in this case. So, and with that we buy, I think it's 10. Yep. So we'll buy 30 of those. And then for our arrows, now 300 grain is for small animals. So for example, I can't use the 300 grain actual arrow right now, but you can see it's for basically level 0 and level 1 animals. So a coyote would be fall under that, rabbits would fall under that. But what we really want to do is get to the 420, because you can see most of that. We can take out coyotes, deer, warthogs if we had them here, wolves, elk, bear. So this is really more of a well-rounded. When you get into bigger game, which we can't do right now, you can see this will take down bear, moose, and buffalo. So 600 grains is eventually where you want to get worked up to, but for now we'll go ahead and buy. Let's see here, we'll buy one more. Now we want to make sure we get our bow sight on there as well. So we can use, to me it's kind of cheating, but we can use the rangefinder, so we will do that in this case. Okay, so now what we need to do is go to our storage and put everything that we want to take with us. So we're going to go ahead and put the 22 in there. Put our sight in there. We got the collars that we need. And the last thing I like to do is I like to take one tent with me, but you can see just barely over. So what we do here is we'll take the scent eliminator and just be more cognizant of where we are. But if I get to a point somewhere on the map where I want to, like, let's say I travel quite a ways and I'm not near an outpost or anything, I can put that tent down and it will act as a locker, so I can purchase things, as well as it'll allow me to fast travel to it. So it's kind of a nice thing I do, and I usually do that in the beginning there. So as you can see up here at the top, we also have one skill point we can use, so we'll go ahead and exit out of the store. I think we've got everything that we need now. Yep, and what we'll do is let's go ahead and show you how that works. So you go over here, so they're broken up into skill points and perk points. So when you have a skill point, you want to go to the skill tree. And in the skill tree here, you have 2 sections. You have the stalker tree and the ambusher tree. So I personally start with the stalker, and I have kind of a path that I like to go here. But I will also delve into here, especially I want to get to when I can't get to this who's deer call. I know a lot of the other hunters prefer, other type of options, but this allows me to use almost any call and attract pretty much any nearby animals. The other thing that we'll work our way towards is we definitely want to work towards a disturbed vegetation as we get to going on here. Now perks are for your weapons, so you can see here with the rifle, you start with muscle memory and some breath control and steady hands. This is an important one, the zeroing. Definitely you'll want to pick that up when you can, but you can see handguns, certain things. Sprint and load, while it's not very important, it opens it up to where you can go ahead and move, to certain things. The ranger allows you to judge approximate distance with any weapon. So you can see, even though this is a rifle or a handgun perk, that applies to any weapon. So some of them are like that. You just have to kind of read So like the body control says as example, weapon sights align faster after rotating with any weapon. So some of these are specific to their core, which you know would be shotguns, so that we're looking at right now. So like this would be just for shotguns, but this one applies to any weapon. So you want to keep those in mind when you're spending your points within that that tree. So, but as you can see, this is the initial start. We've got some new missions here, which will be investigate tracks found around Hope's Camp in Belmont. So I think we'll call this a great first episode, kind of an introduction to the Hunter Call of the Wild, some of the facets of it, and of course there's a lot more to learn. So we'll keep doing this series, and hope you guys enjoyed this very first episode. If you do, leave me the comments. Let me know what your favorite guns are, or what type of animals you guys enjoy hunting. And then also, if there's any suggestions you'd like to see for this video series, I'd like to read about them and do what we can to make it happen for you guys. So, but thank you again for watching this video, and until next time, everybody, take care.